This is Russ. Yeah, we're back here in Door County, Wisconsin. We are on a trail in the Peninsula State Park in Fish Creek, Wisconsin. Yeah, so this trail has a 15-mile-per-hour maximum limit, so we're going to observe that, stay with it. This is a dirt trail, it seems. Whoa. when it's wet, it tends to be a little muddy, tends to be a little slippery. Let's see how well we do. This is right is ahead of us. So we gotta cross the street here, it seems, to get to the other side. Now, if I'm lucky, we have some 360 footage going on as well. It's on my helmet this time, so you're not gonna see me riding, but you can see things around me. So I'm gonna pick and choose things to show if it's interesting, if we're lucky to have it record properly. I know my audio recorder has a limited time this time. I left my AA batteries in the hotel room, unfortunately. And so I'm running off of whatever battery is left over from the ride we did yesterday at the island. So if we run out and it just abruptly stops, you'll know why. If it does, I'll try my best to just continue with the audio from the GoPro. So I am trying to wear this GoPro a little higher. Let me hike it up a little bit there. I noticed that the handlebars on these folding bikes tend to be higher up, and so you tend to see more of the handlebar than you probably want to see. But anyway, we don't know. The thing is, we just don't know until we review the footage, and that's of course when it's all over and done with. So this is a tougher trail for sure. You know, normally we ride on paved trails, paved paths, but this is going through the forest preserve, so it is what it is. Now again, we're trying to observe the 15-mile-per-hour limit, but I think on a path like this, I don't want to go too fast anyway. Another interesting thing is that we had seen on some websites that they said that there was no e-bikes allowed on this path. But then they do have, it's really kind of slippery. They do have e-bike tours that go through here, so that doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to us. I just wonder, you know, if we were looking at a website that was incorrect or what. But yeah, we've seen a number of e-bikes on in this park, so. Saying hello to bike riders as they pass us. Yeah, the thing is that, you know, if it's muddy, you do tend to slide a little bit. I think that's where a fat tire bike is kind of necessary. You know, I think I had somebody ask me about, you know, the difference between like a 2-inch tire versus the 4-inch. Yeah, you want the 4-inch if you're going through something like this, or at least a 3-inch, I should say. You got a little bit of gravel, a little bit of dirt, and a little bit of mud. Mud is not good. You can slip out from under that, or you could slip out. You could slip out. I don't know what I'm saying. So I think the last time we did something similar to this was at the state park that was in Illinois, Chain of Lakes State Park, where we actually went through forest preserves, and we were going kind of slow there too, because The footing wasn't so good, just like this one. I mean, you could hike this. I wouldn't want to. I am avoiding bugs that fly into my face. I don't want to swallow them. So I had already finished. Sorry if you hear any noise on the microphone, just trying to swat bugs out of the area underneath my helmet. I'd already finished the editing on 2 of the videos already. These are the 2 videos that I recorded for the island, and so now we're doing this one. I find that if I finish the recordings right after I'm done with them, I won't confuse what needs to be done. And so I think the first video you would have saw was the first one that we went to, where we took the ferry and went to the island, and then that'll probably come out on Saturday. You probably have already seen it by the time you see this video. And then there should have been a second video on the island, and then this will be the third and final video we'll have. Now we have one more day. Today is actually Thursday that we're riding here. We do have one more day that will be Friday. We actually check out on Friday morning, but we've got to head back home. And we were thinking if we have time, if things feel good, we may hit either Racine Harbor again or Kenosha Harbor. Now, I think Racine is a little more picturesque than Kenosha Harbor, but it's easier to access Kenosha Harbor sometimes. And there's areas of Kenosha Harbor we haven't gone to because we weren't really sure where we should be heading towards. So it's still to be determined. We're really not sure if we'll do it at all, and if so, which one of those 2 we'll end up doing. Hopefully we can do one more. We find that the hardest things with these folding bikes is folding them up, putting them in the car, taking them out of the car, setting things up, because everything is torn down. I mean, in order for us to get the bikes in her vehicle, I have to take off one pedal on my bike in order for the rear of the trunk area to close. So I have to disconnect that pedal. Even a folding pedal would not work. It would stick out. I need a flat area there. So luckily I brought a pedal wrench with me, and so I can take it off. I had actually changed the pedals on her bike already to folding pedals, and that works a lot better when you put it inside that container that we bought from Home Depot, the 55-gallon container. If you don't take the pedals and turn it into a folding pedal, it's kind of hard to put it into that container. So that's what I would recommend you do. If you do decide to buy one of these bikes or any other folding bike and you want to put it in a container, slide it into the back seat of your SUV, consider getting folding pedals. Folding pedals aren't that expensive. You can go on Amazon. Anywhere from $15 to $25 for a set of folding pedals is fine. So you just unscrew the pedal, put the new pedal on there, and that'll save you a lot of hassles trying to get it into that container. Now, concerning folding bikes versus the using the rear rack on the back of your car, okay, because Magicycle did supply us with that one too. Thank you very much to them. We felt, based on this trip, because we can't bring the bikes into the hotel room, we didn't feel comfortable leaving it in their storage shed, and it might rain, so we're not going to leave it on the car. It was not the best choice. The best choice is to leave the bikes in the car and lock it up. So that's why we chose the folding bikes. But let me say this, between putting the bikes in and out and dealing with the pedal issues and, putting on the batteries, all that stuff takes so long, and it's kind of a struggle. Putting it on the rear of the car is a lot easier. Even though it's heavy to lift it and put it on the car itself, it's a lot easier. It just wasn't practical for this particular trip. So I think for long trips, where you have to stay in a hotel, I kind of like the idea of the folding bike. If it was a local trip where we can go, you know, locally, I think I'd much rather, even with the folding bike, I'd much rather leave it unfolded and just put it on the back of the rack, on the back of your car. I think that's faster and easier, and then lock up the rack, or take the rack off and stick it inside the car, one of the two. I think that's actually easier to deal with. All right, I'm gonna take a stop here. So we stopped for a second to have a little conversation whether we should turn or whether we should keep going straight. And we opted to go straight. I need to do a little pedaling. Let me tell you a little bit about that last ride that we did out on the island. I used up an entire battery instead of using the secondary battery. Obviously, I didn't use up all of that secondary battery. We weren't that far away. So, but I did start up the second battery. Now I throttled literally the entire time catching up to her. And that's what eats up the battery. You know, if I pedal, I'm going to pedal up and down. If I pedal, it saves my battery, of course. If we go up the hill like this, then I'm going to throttle and pedal. You know, the throttle really takes over the pedaling. And as far as your battery power, it does take that off too. So you really do want to be you want to be conservative on your battery. You should be pedaling. But being heavy and throttling the whole time, yeah, I ate up the whole battery. Started on the second one. I think I got down 1 bar on the second one. She was still on the first battery. She only dropped 2 bars and still had 3 bars left on her battery meter. That's the difference. You know, lightweight, constantly pedaling. Yeah, you can go a lot more for distance. It was important for us to know this information too, because we are planning to do the Bike to Drive in Chicago, Lakeshore Drive. That's Labor Day weekend, and that's a 30-mile run when you do both directions. Total 30. So we know that these bikes can make it. Now we will have to take one other bike from another brand that is a folding bike, and I have 2 batteries for that too. I know that one doesn't have quite the range as this one does because there's smaller batteries on them. So I hope that one will be able to function to 30 miles. I won't be riding it. My daughter's friend will be riding that one. He might have to throttle it all the way too, because she told me that he got hurt and that his knee is going to have to be operated on. So he's going to have knee issues too. But his will be freshly done. Mine's will be like 3 years, right? Close to 4 years by the time that ride happens. So I told her that he may have to throttle that whole thing. So if he throttles the whole thing on that bike, it might be difficult. We may have to let him ride these bikes because we know that this one can do it. If it can handle me, it can handle him. Oh, off on the left side, we have water. I don't know if you guys can see that. And these huge birds, look like big black crows almost. I just saw one on the right. May have to let him ride the Jaguarundi because he may not be able to ride it. He may have to throttle the entire ride. So in which case then either my wife or my daughter will have to ride that other bike, at least for a while, just to make sure that there's enough battery to get us all back. I plan to probably take the Ocelot Pro because those are 20 amp hour batteries, so I will have 40 amp hours of battery with me. If I was really nervous, I could take an additional one because they gave me another one for the Deer, and the Deer uses the same battery as the Ocelot Pro. That would be like 60 amp hours of battery. I mean, for 30 miles, I don't think you need quite that much. But and you know, it's Lakeshore Drive. It's not like going up and down hills too much, so it's not too bad. So those are our options, really. So yeah, this is pretty nice. The weather right now is about 70 degrees, 70, 71 degrees, something like that. We've been lucky because the weather, when we first started looking, said it was going to rain. And then as we got closer to the week, it showed that maybe one of the days would be rain, but the rest would be okay, but would be in the 60s. But the reality is the weather has been so good that we are able to. I mean, I'm not even wearing anything except for a regular my regular black shirts right now. Oh, and I got my gloves. See, yeah, we lost one glove and it fell off of my wife's bike. Remember that? So both gloves are back on me again. She is wearing gloves as well. She bought some full finger gloves, and she had a liner too that went underneath her helmet, but I don't think she's wearing it now because it's warm enough. She does have a jacket on still. She tends to be colder than me. I'm always sweating. Bigger guys are always sweating, you know that. So yeah, overall it's really nice. Now there was an entrance fee to come into the state park. A single day is how much was it? The $13 or $18 or something like that. I don't know. I'll put a graphic up. I have a short-term memory loss all the time. I don't know. I mean, it was just a while ago, and I don't even know what I paid. It was $18. They asked for money, I just give it to them. That's how it works. All right, I hope she remembers how to get back because I am totally lost. I would not know how to get back. Head back towards the car. We have no idea. This is a very big state park. I tell you, it's quite the distance. But compared to where we're staying, it's not that far from us. I don't know, what is it, a mile or two away? So the hotel is not far at all. My wife says if your battery runs out, I could drive there. She'll just stay with the bikes, and I could drive there and pick up the batteries and come back. But yeah, I only plan to do one video for this one, so I think we should be fine. I was gonna run it up until where I thought it would stop, and it stopped. But I think I'll just keep going. I'll just keep it running and let you see what's out here. Like I said, if it cuts off, we'll just use the audio from the GoPro. Okay, we have a downed tree branch in front of us, so I think we're gonna stop, maybe turn around, maybe even. Let's see what she does. Oh, she's going around it. Brave soul. All right. If she can do it, I can do it. Yeah, off on the right side, we've got like like a little river thing or something. Either that or it's just flooded, one of the two. Probably flooded. That's the cynic in me. Yeah, so what do you guys think about this ride? I know you guys have been telling me get on some trails, Russ. There's a lot of them around your area. I haven't done it. Personally, I'm not a big fan of doing this. Quite frankly, I'd rather be on the streets. All right, we had a little conversation as to which way we will go, and I made the executive decision to take a left. We're just hoping that we're making the right choices. Otherwise, we're not going to find our way back. We get lost in here real easy. She does have a map. They gave us a map. Yeah, it's kind of wet under here, and so I don't think that map's going to tell us a whole lot. Through trails and stuff, I have no idea. A lot darker under here because it's totally covered over above us. Yeah, put down what you think about this. Like I said, I'm not really in favor of going to trails like this. I actually have more fun being on the streets, or at least some type of paved bike path, because we don't go too fast. I'm more into getting a little bit more speed, of course, but we're maintaining what was told to us to stay within 15 miles an hour on the paths. They do enforce that if I guess they see you. So it's okay. If you go too fast, you miss a lot of things too. But I do think that you could slide out over here, especially when you hit those muddy patches. going here. Alright, so we're on a different type of path now. Nicollet Bay Trail. Everything's new to me, just like it is to you guys. So, but yeah, the bikes are doing well. Yeah, thanks, Magicycle. Appreciate it. It's doing its job, that's for sure. All right, so it looks like we're heading towards the beach. Nicollet Bay Beach Camp Store, boat rentals. Yeah, when there's water, I'm happy. All right. Yeah, nice. This is real nice. That's real muddy. Yeah, the sounds you hear, of course, are the hydraulic brakes. You know, when you hit the brakes, you know, the brake rotors, of course, are perforated, right? So that's why you hear those little clickety sounds every now and then when I hit the brake. Yeah, what do you guys think? I think it's pretty nice. Water to the right of us now. Like I said, I'm running the 360 camera. I'm just hoping that it's recording. The thing is, you really can't tell. It's on my head. It's on the helmet above me. But the nice thing about the 360s, of course, is you get it records everything around you, so you can pick and choose later on what you want to show. The only thing is when you do it that way, you only really get like a 1080p type of resolution. The GoPro records at about 4K, so resolution is not as good. I know the color is not as good with 360 images, but it's either that or not get anything at all. Good morning.
Yeah.
So this is nice. Yeah, really like it. Hey, if you're up in this area, you want to give it a try, you know, come up to Door County, try Peninsula Park. I think you guys would like this. Yeah, there's plenty of e-bikes. Even though that website said no e-bikes, I don't understand that at all. When they have tours that use e-bikes here, and they even have mopeds you can rent. So yeah, I think it should be fine. Hopefully. Anyways, if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll talk to you guys next time.